In today's world, everything seems to move faster than ever. We're constantly juggling work, social media, family obligations, and endless to-do lists. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, distracted, and disconnected. But what if there was a way to navigate the chaos and still live with purpose, peace, and love? In this video, we'll explore how we can live like Jesus in the middle of our busy lives. We'll dive into practical daily habits like kindness, prayer, patience, and serving others. Simple yet powerful practices that allow us to stay grounded in faith, even when life gets hectic. So if you're looking for ways to live out your faith in a modern world, keep watching. 1. Kindness, the power of small acts. One of the most striking things about Jesus' life was his radical kindness. He showed compassion to everyone, from the poor to the powerful, the sick to the healthy, and even to his enemies. In a busy world where people are often consumed with their own struggles, one of the simplest and most powerful ways we can live like Jesus is by practicing kindness. Practical tip: start small. Hold the door open for someone, compliment a coworker, or offer a kind word to a stranger. These little moments add up and can have a big impact on the people around you. Remember, Jesus didn't just love the ones who were easy to love. He loved all, and his kindness extended to everyone he met. So in your daily routine, find opportunities to be kind, even when you're in a rush or stressed. It's these moments that truly reflect the love of Christ. Reflection: how can you intentionally show kindness to others today, especially in your busiest moments? 2. Prayer, a connection that grounds us in the midst of chaos. One of the most important habits we can develop is consistent prayer. Jesus modeled a life of constant communion with God. He often withdrew to quiet places to pray, even in the middle of his busy ministry. Prayer is a way to reconnect with God, refocus, and renew our strength for the challenges ahead. Practical tip: set aside specific times in your day for prayer, even if it's just for a few minutes. You don't need a perfect environment or a lot of time, just a quiet moment to pause, breathe, and talk to God. Whether it's in the morning, before meals, or in the car on your lunch break, find simple moments to check in with God. Prayer doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a heartfelt thank you, a request for strength, or even just a quiet moment to listen. Reflection: how can you make prayer a part of your daily routine, even in the busiest times? 3. Patience. Responding like Jesus, living like Jesus also means cultivating patience, something that's often in short supply in today's world. Jesus was incredibly patient with others. He gave people time to grow, to understand, and to change. He didn't rush to judge, but instead, he allowed space for people to learn from their mistakes. Practical tip: when you're feeling stressed or rushed, take a deep breath and choose patience. Whether you're stuck in traffic, dealing with a challenging coworker, or waiting in line at the store, remember that patience is a powerful tool. Ask God for help in remaining calm and gentle in those moments. Sometimes, taking a moment to pause before reacting can make all the difference. What areas of your life could benefit from a little more patience today? ###. 4. Serving others, living with purpose. Jesus was the ultimate example of servanthood. He came to serve, not to be served. In a busy world that often focuses on personal success, it's easy to forget that our true calling is to serve others. Serving others doesn't always mean big, grand gestures. It can be as simple as listening to someone who needs to talk, offering help without being asked, or volunteering your time for a cause that matters. Practical tip: look for opportunities to serve others, even in the midst of your busy schedule. Maybe you can offer to help a colleague with their work, check in on a friend, or donate your time to a local charity. Acts of service can be done in small ways, but they make a huge difference. Serving others takes the focus off of ourselves and allows us to live out Jesus' example of selfless love. Reflection: how can you serve others this week, even in the small moments of your day? 5. Living with intentionality. Staying grounded in your purpose. One of the things that set Jesus apart was his ability to live with purpose and intentionality. Despite the distractions and demands of those around him, Jesus remained focused on his mission: to spread God's love, teach about the kingdom of heaven, and ultimately, to sacrifice himself for the salvation of humanity. Practical tip: take a moment each day to reflect on your purpose. What is God calling you to do today? It can be helpful to make a list of your priorities and focus on the things that align with your purpose. When we live with intentionality, we're less likely to get swept up into chaos and more likely to make choices that reflect our faith and values. Reflection: are there any distractions in your life that are pulling you away from living intentionally? How can you refocus on what matters most? 6. The power of silence. Creating space for God's voice. In a world that's always buzzing with noise and activity, one of the most countercultural things we can do is create space for silence. Jesus often sought solitude to pray, reflect, and connect with God. In a busy world, taking time to be still can be a revolutionary act of faith. It's in these quiet moments that we hear God's voice and receive guidance for our lives. Practical tip: set aside. Practical tip: set aside time each day to be still and silent. This can be as simple as taking 5 minutes in the morning before you start your day, or creating a quiet space in your home where you can sit and reflect. Allow yourself to disconnect from the busyness of the world and tune in to God's presence. Reflection: how can you prioritize silence and stillness in your life, even for just a few minutes? Living like Jesus in today's world, living like Jesus in a busy, distracted world is challenging, but it's not impossible. By practicing kindness, prayer, patience, serving others, living with intentionality, and creating space for silence, we can begin to embody Jesus' teachings in our everyday lives. It's not about being perfect, it's about being faithful and intentional in every moment. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, remember to pause, pray, and choose patience. Seek out ways to serve and love those around you, and don't forget to take time for yourself to reconnect with God. Just as Jesus showed us, we can live with purpose, peace, and love, even in the midst of life's busiest moments. Let this be your reminder. You don't have to change the world in one grand gesture, but you can transform it one small act of kindness at a time.